Man, it's just good to get going. I mean, it really is. Seems like the summers get shorter and shorter, each year. But I think that's a good thing. This is the best time of year for me. I tell people that all the time. Sometimes they'll say, "Oh man, do you dread getting back going to the grind?" And no, I don't. This is the best part of the year. I love the preparation part of it. I love the grind of it. I love the structure and the continuity that we have when the season gets here. But most importantly, I love being with the players. I love being around the guys every single day and just really building the team. So look forward to that. We got a lot to do with this year's football team in particular. Starting tomorrow, we'll get back from staff meetings, and then we start our all-in meetings as a staff next Wednesday. And we got a lot to do as a staff, but we've got a great staff. That's where it starts. Got a great group of men, great mix of really veteran coaches and some great young guys that are a part of our staff, from our GAs all the way up. So it's going to be a fun year to come to work every day. From a football standpoint, you got to have talent. We've got talent. I love our roster, but we've got a lot of guys that have to develop, and that's what coaching is all about. That's what the process of camp is all about. And there's always guys that surprise you, that jump out there that maybe you didn't quite expect, and then there's always some guys that maybe disappoint you a little bit. That, like, man, you really hoped he'd be really ready to go, and maybe he's just not quite ready. And the development process is different for every single one of these players. The growth and maturity is different for all of these guys. But our job as coaches is to challenge them and to motivate them and inspire them to be great. And that's what we try to do on a daily basis. But offensively, I think we have tremendous personnel, and we're in a whole lot better spot than we were this time last year, standing here in front of you guys, as far as some answers that last year nobody'd seen Artavis play, nobody'd seen Deshaun play, nobody'd seen Gallman play. We got more people in the mix in the offensive line, more guys that I think fit what we want to really be from an offensive line standpoint. And so I'm excited about what we have to work with. Excited for Tony and Jeff, and love having Streeter on board. So it's a exciting time defensively. A lot of guys that's our biggest losses were on that side of the ball, obviously. There are a bunch of guys that are in the NFL off of last year's defense. And, you can replace good players. I say that all the time. I mean, it's Sammy Watkins leaves and Artavis shows up. Taj leaves and Deshaun shows up. You can replace good players, but where it really gets, what I think separates the consistency of programs is not just the talent that you bring in, but the type of people that you bring in. The leadership, the commitment, the toughness, the work ethic, the guys that love the grind of it, all of that stuff. I think that's the secret sauce, and that's what we got to find out, quite frankly. I mean, we think from a talent standpoint, we've got some answers. And replacing a Grady, a Stefan, a Robert Smith, but do those guys, will they bring the same intangibles? They're not going to have the experience factor. That's just the way it is. But will they bring those same intangibles? Will they bring that daily commitment of a Grady, of a Stefan, of a Robert Smith, that leadership type, some of those leadership qualities? That's what we got to find out on a bunch of those young guys. But our first group defensively, I think really talented, good experience. Probably won't really notice a whole lot of difference, to be honest with you. But the depth, the type of depth, from an experience standpoint, that's going to be the difference for us. So growing guys up early is going to be key for special teams. Opinion, obviously leaving and going to the 49ers, gave us an opportunity knowing that in December gave us an opportunity to really transition with Teasdale and challenge him and get him some opportunities in the bowl game this big. I feel great about Andy Teasdale. I really think that he is poised to have a good couple of years. He's going to be a junior. Biggest question, obviously, is our kicker. You know, the situation with Ammon. And Ammon will hopefully have a chance to return to our team. At the earliest would be when school starts, but he will not. You know, he'll miss some time. We'll talk more about that later, because right now it's kind of on him to follow through on some things that he has to do. But so camp is all about the guys that are here, and we signed Alex Spence. We felt like he was one of the best kickers in the South, and the best kicker in this state, and we signed him. And we were able to redshirt him last year. You know, he's excited about his opportunity. You know, Christian Grooms, we're bringing in another young man from Blythewood. So we'll have some guys in camp competing, and we'll see what happens. But that's special teams wise, obviously, that is the biggest question. You know, with knowing that Ammon is out at this time. But I like our team. I like how they've worked. It's really been a good summer. It really has. You know, I know that you get a couple guys that steal all the headlines from a negative standpoint, and a couple guys don't do what they're supposed to do. And that's unfortunate, because really 98% of your time you got your guys, 112 out of 115 guys really had a good summer, a really good summer. But that's kind of boring, you know. That doesn't get the headlines. It's only when somebody does something that doesn't represent your program the right way that some of that stuff gets talked about. But that's not what we're here about today. We're about the guys that will show up August 3rd.